walking his terrified dog one night. So there I was on the eve of the battle, in a caravan on the edge of the battlefield, reenacting with authentic weapons. I thanked my hosts and returned for one last walk around the stones and cairns of Culloden Moor. It was dark now and I needed my torch to navigate. All was quiet, peaceful. The wind had dropped to a dead calm. I walked past the cottage within which wounded rebels were supposedly burned alive, but as this was behind government lines this seems unlikely, unless they were prisoners. There were ice-cold spots around it though, as had been described in one paranormal investigation report I'd read. I tried to backtrack through them, but they had disappeared. I continued walking down the center of the battlefield, past the Well of the Dead, where many clansmen in awful pain breathed their last in this world, and on past clan memorial cairns marking the mass graves of these same men. Again there were distinct patches of icy air, very localized and inconsistent. Modern sounds occasionally cried out over the moor. The distant hum of an airplane's propellers, the chug of a faraway train, and the growl of a car with its headlights slicing the night on the nearby road. But loudest of all were the sounds of my own footsteps on the graveled path. I cleared my throat as if trying to reassure myself, but it sounded too deafening. I was nervous of disturbing those who sleep here. Down on the rebels' flank, I gasped in fright as I startled a bird from the heather, and decided I had strayed far enough. I made my way to the rebels' right flank and then followed their line of charge toward the redcoats. It was definitely warmer here than amongst the graves, and it felt awe-inspiring to tread over ground where so many had died so painfully and often slowly. I reached the government lines where most of the carnage took place. Unlike the rest of the battlefield, this area was laid to grass, as though something had been covered up, erased, or smoothed over. Here archaeologists have found fragments of splintered pistols, musket balls, and torn-off buttons. All evidence of a desperate hand-to-hand struggle. Walking back to the Well of the Dead, less than half a stone's throw from the redcoat line, I picked up 2 flowers which had been laid there the day before. Taking them back to the redcoat line, I placed them on the positions of those government regiments who suffered the worst casualties. It seemed the right thing to do. I stood by an interpretive sign at a crossroads of paths on the government line which stated it was believed, although not certain, that the mass grave of redcoats was somewhere near this spot. I sat on a bench and thought a while. Immediately I was surrounded by an insistent smell of pipe tobacco smoke. It was now completely dark,